what a great story that this is, number one, because it's about friendship, it's about people protecting each other, and it's about knowing who you are and not knowing who you are at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's for me, I always describe it as it's a romantic comedy. I mean, it's a platonic love, but it's about these two people who are lost and who are hiding who they are, finding each other, and through that friendship, being able to discover who they really are and kind of have the strength to come out. And yeah, so for me, it's a big platonic love story between these two kids.
But it's also about growing into trust with each other too. I mean, um, she does such a great role
Mm.
in being the overconfident friend, but she has got so many flaws, and she's covering basically.
Yeah, I mean, like every teenager, I think they're both flawed. They're both, she's really smart and really acerbic, the character of Amber, but she's also really pretentious, as lots of teenagers are. And I think there's something really glorious about that, because I was very pretentious as a teenager. So yeah, I mean, I think they're both have their issues, and they're both hiding parts of themselves. And it is, like you said, it's about trust. It's about just finding that person that you can finally be yourself with, and kind of have the confidence to be yourself with that person.
You take us through this in such a marvelous way. Where did you get the idea for it, and was this something that that you knew about? Was it a story at one time?
I mean, it's pretty autobiographical. So I grew up where the town is where the film is set, in that town where we shot it. And I, like Eddie, I really struggled with coming out. And I had a friend in school who later came out as a lesbian. And it was, in hindsight, I thought, God, it would have been so easy had we just faked it, and we would have saved ourselves so much hassle. So that was the starting point. But yeah, a lot of the film is very, very true to life. A lot of the things that happened, particularly with my family, are very autobiographical. And I always wanted to tell, I think I grew up seeing a lot of really brilliant but quite depressing films with queer characters. And I really wanted to show that funny, heartwarming story about coming out, and a story that's filled with hope. And I guess a super bad with queer leads, a film that we don't often see with gay and lesbian characters. So yeah, it was always, for me, it's kind of the film I wished I had when I was a teenager.
I'm a big fan of embarrassing humor,
Yeah.
awkwardness, and
Yeah.
again, anything that has to do with teenagers, whether you're coming out, whether you're not, whether you're just falling in love, is the most awkward time in the world.
It's
And you
hideous.
do
Yeah,
such a great job in presenting that.
well, I had a lot of experience as a teenager in being awkward and embarrassing. So, yeah, no, being a teenager is awful. I would never want to repeat it. But it's a very difficult time in your life, and it was very difficult for me. But when I look back on it with distance, I see how actually funny it was, and how filled with love it was. And I think that's something I didn't appreciate at the time. But all those embarrassing things, they happened, but they're really funny. And in hindsight, I can see that. It was that brilliant tragedy plus time equals comedy. It's very true.
Yeah, it's what Mel Brooks used to say.
Yeah.
If you fall into a manhole, it's funny. If I do it, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is it about the Irish sense of humor that people love so much?
I don't know. We're very kind of self-effacing. We're very, we're funny people, and we're very insecure as people. And I think that leads you to be very kind of self-effacing, and yeah, I don't know. I think we're just, I think when you grow up that repressed with that kind of Catholic background, it leads you to find humor as a defense mechanism, I guess.
I think this is true with anything, love, sports.
Yeah.
I think the Irish just have this great sensibility and just make fun of everything.
We really do. We are. I mean, I find it very, like, when people, so Fionn and Lola, the lead characters in this film, are best friends. They live in each other's pockets. They really are just inseparable. But if for somebody outside that friendship who's not Irish to see their friendship, they'll think they hate each other, because it's just full of abuse. And that's the best friendships, and that's Ireland. And I think it is a very Irish trait, but for us, abuse is a form of love.
It's true. And I'm a fan of The Cured as well. I think
Thank you.
that was an amazing motion picture. I mean, I love Ellen Page, and she
Yeah.
can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. So, working with this level of talent as you did in Dating Amber and The Cured, is it a little concerning to you that you're working with this level of actor?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think when you get that kind of cast, I mean, like when you have somebody as incredible as Ellen, who I adore, she's a phenomenal actor and human being. But when you have those kind of casts, it just takes away so much of your anxiety as a filmmaker, because your script is going to be in safe hands. These people are going to give their all to you and really work hard. So, yeah, I think I find casting a very nerve-wracking process, because so much of your work relies on their shoulders. But when you get that right person for a role, it really just feels, it's the most exciting feeling, and it's incredible. And I love working with actors, and I think I've had the great fortune of working with such incredible actors already, people I really want to work with again and again and again, and just I hope to continue forming those relationships.
I have to throw a little love out to Sam Keeley as well.
What a legend! Yeah,
I know him from 68 Whiskey, the TV series, and he is just a great actor and a wonderful human being.
Again, he's a great actor, a wonderful human being. Somebody I want to see. I think with 68, he's doing a bit of comedy, but I think his work before that hadn't necessarily shown his comedic side, and he's such a funny guy. So yeah, he's brilliant. He's amazing.
And coming back to Dating Amber, your first day, shooting, and your last day shooting. Tell me about those two events.
I mean, it was weird. The first day was. It was amazing, because it was shooting, we were shooting in my hometown, which is such a surreal experience, going back there after so many years to make a film. And so that was incredible. And it was Fionn and Lola together doing that walk after they kind of decided to become beards. And it was just such a fun day. And we were, it was amazing. It was amazing. And the last day was my assistant director was incredible, and he managed to save the school dance to the very last day. So the very last thing we shot was Fionn and Lola slow dancing together to this really beautiful song. And there was not a dry eye in the house. It was just the most emotional day on set. I mean, I had to give a speech where I bawled my eyes out. They were crying. Every grip was crying. It was amazing. It was really amazing. The whole filmmaking process was such a joy, and I think everyone really worked really hard, and we all became so close that it became it's a really treasured moment, experience. And I think the last day was just such a great way to. So I remember on my last film, my last day was just a really crappy pickup of somebody walking through some mud. So that's not going to make you cry, no matter how much you like the film. So it was very nice that we had this really beautiful last scene to shoot. So yeah, it was great.
All those feelings on the set go back to you as the leader, because you're treating the actors, you're treating the grips, you're treating the electricians. Everybody on your set is getting treated really well. You're going to have a happy set.
No, absolutely. And I think that that's not just from me, that's from my incredible producer, Rachel and John. And, all my HODs were so extraordinary, and they managed their teams with so much love. And, I think it's, I think you get more with honey than whatever they say. I think you have to, I don't like shouting. And, I think when you have such a dedicated team, it's all you have to do is kind of make sure everyone is bringing their best to you. And I was just in a really lucky position. And I'm conscious that I think the experience I had on this film isn't necessarily going to be every film I make. This might have spoiled me because it was such a magical time. But yeah, it was just really good crack.
Dating Amber is available on Prime Video, Amazon Prime.
So it's Amazon Prime in the UK and Ireland. In America, it's going to be out on all kind of VOD platforms, so iTunes, Fandango.
David, thank you so much for your time, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks. This celebrity interview is sponsored by...
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.